Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome, but if you've been here before, welcome back. What I thought we could do today is watch Foodie Beauty's My Hospital Story. If you're here for a laugh, I'm going to try to find them when I can. I have to tell you, in advance, that this is not an organic reaction. I've seen this already. But there's a lot of it that I don't understand, so I'm hoping that you in the comments can help me where I get things wrong, because I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor. Pull out your bullhorn and shout at me. I'm not a doctor. I'm still not a doctor. So I'd like to hear what you guys have to think. Here we go.
I just wanted to tell you guys, maybe in a live video, what's going on, briefly about my hospital stay. So, I know what I'm about to tell you is gonna, a lot of you are gonna be supportive. Hi, Mike. And there's gonna be some people who are gonna be like, oh my god, no wonder I told you. Yes, I know. That's okay. Varying opinions on the internet, and, some of them are true. So, what happened was, I haven't been feeling well. So I finally decided, the other night, when did I go? Was it last night I went to the hospital? Anyway, that night, I
don't know about you, but I would think that if I went to the hospital recently, I would know what day that I went. So the fact that she's sitting here saying to us, I don't know when I went, is really weird. I'm not saying that what she's saying is not true. I'm not here to do that today. But I do think that that's really strange. I think that you would be able to know when you went, but just my opinion.
Got up to go run to the washroom, and I almost keeled over. I just, this dizziness, and then really bad shortness of breath and chest pain, right here. And I thought, what the heck? So I thought, I'm going to go to the ER. So I probably shouldn't have done that, but I drove myself, and I hiked.
Yeah, if you're sitting there in that much pain and you're dizzy, you probably shouldn't be driving. I guess the only alternative she would have had would be to call an ambulance, because I don't think that Pete drives. Maybe she could have called a family member. I'm not sure. But I guess, with no other choice, she drove herself, but I don't know. That's
my way to the ER, and I know it looks like a hospital gown, eh? So, anyway, I got there, and this never happens, but I was literally the only person. So I got in, right away.
Yeah, my husband used to work for an airline, but now he's working in, the healthcare stuff, and, he was saying that, a lot of people are not going to the hospital right now because they're afraid that that's where, they're gonna catch the vid. Or I wonder, though, if the hospital told everyone that Chantal was coming and they left. I don't plan on laughing a lot during this video, but I'll try to find the moments when we can.
I told them my symptoms. They did an ECG or whatever it's called. And I'm laying on the table, and the nurse, it's a female nurse, but I had a sports bra. And she's like, you're going to have to lift your bra. So I'm like, okay. I don't know. I was just self-conscious about my boobs. So I'm laying there with my boobs out in the free, and she's moving them around to put the stickers, the stickers there, the residue that won't come off even after you wash it off.
There is a special place in heaven for medical workers. There really is. Not just because of this incident, because I genuinely believe that there is, but... Sorry.
So that seemed to be okay, I guess. So they didn't say anything. So no news is usually good news.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was I gonna say? I'm really, really, really dizzy right now. So, I have a headache. So basically, they sent me back.
So then stop doing a live and take care of yourself. If you're dizzy, you don't feel well, get in bed and lay there until you feel better. Okay.
Usually I go to urgent care, it's just the non-urgent things, but they sent me to emergent care. They wanted to monitor.
Did you hear what she just said? She usually goes to urgent care, which is for the non-urgent things. Maybe that's true. That just sounds so ironic to me. I don't know.
My vitals. So I'm on this cot, which was so uncomfortable. My butt still hurts from it. Alright, let me get into that. It's a long story. So, I know I'm laughing. I really shouldn't be, but I'm like that.
Well, I understand that, actually, because, sometimes when you get really stressed out, there's, that time where, it's either, laugh or cry. So I can see what she's doing here. I don't think that talking about your own health when it's in this state is necessarily a funny thing, but I do think that perhaps it's one of those where if she's choosing, fight or flight, or cry or laugh, and she's choosing laugh, But again, I wouldn't think that any of this is funny. I mean,
Doesn't matter how dire the situation is, I always have a sense of humor about things. It's just my way of coping. So, okay.
not true.
So I get back there, and this intern comes and asks me a million questions. The interns are always very thorough, and then they report to the doctor. So I get this nurse, this young, pretty good looking male nurse, and he wheels in this commode, this huge commode, because I told him about the diarrhea, and this like plus size commode. And he's like, it has a bag hanging from it, and he's like, you're gonna have, I need his poop sample. And I'm like, oh no, you're gonna look at my poo, like, you know, and it's gonna be TMI a little. So he, you know,
I told you guys, they have a special place in heaven. He not only wheeled in a commode for her to sit on, a plus size commode, but he's also gonna have to handle her poop. That man is going straight to heaven, I'll tell you.
So, yeah, I'm laying there, they're hooking me up. Like, my oxygen sat was 97, it was okay. My heart rate's like 89. My blood pressure was like 144/78 or something. So it's a bit high, but they never seem concerned because I guess it, you know, it's not as high as they've seen. I don't know. Anyway, so I had to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, please close the curtain, and there's like a sliding door, and don't come in until, you know, I'm done. So they gave me these wet wipes and everything. So I'm on this little plastic hard toilet, going to the bathroom in a nun's cap. It's like this bowl they use to catch your poo. And I go for a poo, and it's not liquidy diarrhea. It's just like a poo. So I close the lid, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, thank God they have to wear masks. So I see his feet at the door, and I'm like, you can come in. So he comes in. This is mortifying. I'm like, I had to tell these guys this. No matter how bad I feel, I have to tell you. So he opens the lid, and he takes the nun's cap, and he's looking at my poo, and he's like, oh. And I'm like, he's like, let's see what we got here. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed even just talking about it. Anyway, I know you want me to get to the serious parts. Okay. So he takes my poo. They're going to analyze it, whatever. They did blood work to see.
I'm envisioning this as she's telling the story, and and I cannot believe that she. Oh my God! Why did you tell us this? Then don't get mad at us for laughing because it's ridiculous. Oh my God, the poor man.
If there's any like general inflammation in my body. They did a blood test, like something to see if you're dehydrated. And they want it to be, mine was elevated. So they gave me a liter of fluid. They retested my blood. It was still high. They gave me another liter of fluid. They tested my liver. Then the lady comes in, I'm going to give you a COVID test. I'm like, why? I don't have COVID, you know, because that test, oh my God, where they like swab your pharynx, it's the worst. I can't, like, I'm not a baby for things like this, but anyone who's had a COVID test, honestly, it feels like they're lighting a lighter up your nose. It burns so bad. So COVID is negative, no COVID. I had atypical symptoms, which is why they did it. So I don't have COVID. So anyway, turns out, oh, and because of the chest pain and everything, I have, they gave me a CT. So I went for a CT scan for my chest and abdomen. And then they tested for colitis, Crohn's, and just like CT to show any inflammation or anything like that. And the diagnosis is, so basically, I have C. diff. They called me today because the result doesn't come back right away. The nurse at the ER called me today. I have C. diff. Which is not good. So I have to be on like vancomycin treatment for that. And I have another blood clot in my lung. So that's where the breathing, no wonder I can't breathe, and no wonder I have chest pain. Like, I don't even know how long I've had this.
Okay. So I'm not a doctor. What I am going to say though, okay, C. diff, the research I did, because she's brought this up before, and I never even heard of it before. Yeah, I understand she's had it before, you know, whatever else. Maybe it just never went away. Maybe she got it again. I don't know. But then she goes on to tell us that she has a blood clot in her lung. And that sounds really serious to me. Again, I'm not a doctor. But at the same time, she's going to blame her inability to breathe on this blood clot. Now, let me tell you something, Chantal. At the end of the day, if you're going to sit here and tell your audience that you can't breathe only because of this blood clot, then you're on a different planet. We all know, Chantal, that you also have a hard time breathing because of your weight. Now, in my last videos I've done on Chantal, we've had a blast and had a laugh. And one thing I have not done is I have not spoken about her weight. But what I am going to do is talk about it if she's going to sit here and tell us that her health problems are unrelated to her weight. That I don't like. Be honest with us.
C. difficile is like Clostridium difficile. It's a very infectious, contagious poop disease. No, it's a bacteria. So I have C. I just feel like shit. Like literally. C. diff.
So yeah, didn't she tell us that one of the things that they will often do for C. diff is to give a poop transplant? Now, I think that idea just sounds funny, and I'm trying not to laugh. But Chantal, like, sort it out. I feel okay. Chantal and I are exactly the same age. And I feel like I'm talking to somebody who's much older than me. Now, I'm not saying that these things only happen to older people. But what I am saying, though, is it's like, Chantal, you've had health problems before. Why was that not enough? Why are we back down this path again? Like, I don't get it. Ugh. And I don't want to come off as being a jerk either, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just,
I have another blood clot in my lung, on my left lung. It's a small one, but they think it's because they switched me from warfarin and onto Xarelto, which can be not effective for people my size.
Well, isn't that really irresponsible, not only for you, but for the medical staff to have given you a medication that is not going to work as appropriately as one that is suitable for your weight? Now, again, ladies and gents, I don't like to talk about her weight unless she's going to bring it up or unless there's a reason to discuss it. But I think that, if they knew that was unsuitable for her, they shouldn't have given it to her, and she should have taken it. She should have stuck with, warfarin? Whatever it was.
There's all the good bacteria in your gut, which I'm going to have to repair once I'm off of those antibiotics. So the blood clot was not good news. Because at first they told me, they're like, the one doctor came in, he's like, there's no blood clot. Then I think I'm getting ready to go home. I'm like, yes, I took all the pads off my chest. Then they switched shifts, and the other doctor comes in and says, the radiology, I examined it or whatever they did, I don't know, I was half out of it. There is a blood clot. So they had to call the thrombosis unit, the blood clotting unit, have a doctor come down from there and a nurse, switch my medication. So I'm going to be on warfarin for life, because the minute I come off of it, I get blood clots. So I can't go on. And the thing with...
Okay, so I'll bring this up. So I used to deal with chronic urticaria, which is hives. I used to get it every day, and it was like idiopathic. Like, they could never tell me why I was getting them. Now, I was taking a medication, and it drove up my blood pressure. And they said to me that, it was like I had to make a choice. Am I going to continue taking that medication that worked for me? It was an antihistamine, but it just did weird things. Or I could lay off the antihistamines, let my blood pressure return back to normal, and still deal with hives. So it was like a catch-22. There was no winning. But she, again, at my age, she concerns me because she just admitted that she's going to have to be on medication for the rest of her life. She's 36.
That is, I wanted to switch medications because with warfarin, you need your blood tested all the time. With Xarelto, you don't have to test your blood ever. So, anyway, that's just what.
But if the first medication was working for you, then you should have stayed on it. You shouldn't have taken the risk of going on to a medication that wasn't suitable for you just because you didn't feel like getting your blood tested all the time.
It is what it is. There's a bigger problem. The biggest diagnosis, not diagnosis, but suspected diagnosis, was when I read, and they didn't mention this to me in the hospital. Maybe they're just waiting for my family doctor to talk to me about it, because they get a copy of everything. But I was reading on the abdomen x-ray, so they didn't find any sign of Crohn's, colitis. There was a mild inflammation in my bowels, probably from the infection of C. diff. But everything else looked normal. My appendix, the stool, even they said the stool formation. They didn't think I had C. diff at first because it wasn't diarrhea. But I was like, I'm telling you, I've had C. diff before, even with normal stool. So maybe all the fiber I was eating was bulking it up. I don't know. But anyway, this is more serious. And this is what really, really scared me. Was when I was reading the report myself. And the first thing it said was that they found I can't even, they put like all the chronic, severe, like severe, extreme, severe, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So,
excuse me. Again, I'm not a doctor, but can you tell me the comments? Would that have to do with her weight as well? Because I would think that your liver removes toxins from your body, right? So I would assume that something that she's either eating or whatever, her liver is like exhausted from having to remove this stuff. I don't know. Tell me. I would like to enrich my mind. I have no idea.
That scared me, just the way he, like, all those, like, big words in front of it. I shouldn't be surprised about that.
It should scare you.
But, and then the blood tests all came back, like, the gamma, all of the things they test for the blood enzymes are through the roof, or for the liver enzymes are through the roof. So, yeah, so they said that I'm gonna need to have follow-up done. CC, yeah, that's what they said. Weight loss, it depends how far along it is. Like, if it's in the initial stages of liver disease, you can reverse it with just losing weight.
That's what
like,
I thought.
I know I'm saying just losing weight because if it was that easy, trust me, I would be thin. I'm sure a lot of people would be thin.
Chantal, with all due respect, people have been telling you for a long time about your weight, and you didn't even need people to tell you. You already know about your own weight. But at the end of the day, it's like one of those things where you have to sort it yourself. If you're not going to sort your own weight, then who's going to sort it for you? And I think that, if she can, like, reverse a lot of this through weight loss, great. Chantal, here is your motivation. Here is the reason why you should do it. But if, you're not going to do it, then I'm sorry, it's going to be difficult for people to have any kind of sympathy for you.
So even now, with all of these things, my mind and my addiction to food tells me I want to eat, and I can't physically, and I think...
Your addiction to food. So here we go again. Here's the thing. The other day, I think she posted in that Swiss Chalet, whatever video, she was talking about how her content has changed and she doesn't, I think it was that video. And she was like, I haven't brought up certain things in a long time, yada, yada, yada. Well, here it is. Here it is again. And, she's the one who, when people were coming after her, and I'm not saying do this, so please do not go after her. Don't harass her on my behalf. Like, it's her gig. It's her life. She can do what she wants. What I'm saying, though, is that she's the one, when people were coming after her on YouTube for saying that she's monetizing her addiction, well, and then she goes on to say, it's not an addiction. Fat people need to eat, too. Well, here we are again, right? I mean, come on.
I'm almost, like, thanking God for the C. diff right now because I can't eat. So... It can progress, if not treated, to cirrhosis and then to liver failure. So it's pretty serious. And, yeah.
Here is your motivation. Chantal, can you imagine one day when you're at the hospital and they're going to say to you, well, so what steps have you taken to avoid, some of these complications? And you're going to have to sit there and say to them, I did none of them because I'd like to eat in front of everybody and not just like eat like a salad or something healthy. I'm not even saying something healthy. Eat a slice of cake if you want, but don't eat the whole damn cake in front of us. That's not worth your health. Stop it.
The blood clot is making me really tired and dizzy and not able to really breathe well. And the chest pain is bad. So even in the recommendation...
Again, please do not, Chantal, sit here and say to us that that's only due to the blood clot in your lung. Surely your weight is contributing to this. So we can dance around and we can say, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because of this, whatever. Chantal, what I'm saying to you is those side effects are most likely going to be attributed to your own weight. So if you want for us to believe that it has nothing to do with your weight, then you're sadly mistaken, because that's not what we're going to assume.
They're like, recommendation follow-up for liver disease and to do the obesity code diet. I'm like, I don't...
Why is that funny? The doctor told you to do the obesity code diet. I don't know what that diet is. Frankly, any diet I think would be good for Chantal. But at the end of the day, that's not funny. And if a doctor ever wrote that about me, I would be mortified. I am not a skinny mini. I've lost a lot of weight, and I've proved to you in pictures in previous videos. But at the end of the day, look, Chantal, like, what else do you need? You have it in black and white now. You had an audience who have told you for a long time, and now you have a medical professional who's saying to you, lose the weight. And a lot of this stuff can be reversed. But again, if she's not going to do that, then it's hard for me to feel bad, or for me to sit here and think, well, shit, her life. Oh, sorry, her life sucks, because at the end of the day,
I have my inhaler, Marissa. I have an inhaler, but it doesn't really. I don't think that it's It doesn't really seem to help much, and I think it's just my breathing problems are probably just the blood clot. Like, I don't know how long it's been there. The thing with weight loss surgery, Tina, is
Chantal, admit it. Say it here in camera for us, that a lot of your breathing problems are because of your weight. Do not find another excuse to say that your breathing is, not well, you don't breathe well because of something else. Admit it. That's all you have to do. And people would sit here and say to you, finally, you're admitting it. You're going to take steps in the right direction. But you won't, because you're going to sit here and find the medication that's going to help you. You can do whatever, but you're not going to actually take care of your own health.
it takes a long time, and I'm like freaking out right now. So yeah, I'm very happy. Obviously, it's not cancer, but I'm hoping this is my rock bottom. I hope my pit is not bottomless. Like sometimes you don't have some people don't have a rock bottom. It's just a bottomless pit. I know I have a lot of things to do to get better, including getting some good therapy. Yeah, I have to take these heparin needles. I need therapy. I need to follow.
Chantal, please get the therapy. That's what you need. You're absolutely right. You finally admitted something that is correct. You need the therapy. Go get it. And you're right. Some people don't have a bottomless, they have a bottomless pit. They don't have a rock bottom. But Chantal, look, you can fix this. So just do it. Do it.
With the liver thing, and I need to lose weight. I need to, just make that my.
The liver thing, Chantal, you can't live without a liver, right? So, well, I guess you liver. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. What I'm saying though is that at the end of the day, Chantal, it's not a liver thing. It's a very serious problem. It's not a situation type deal. Whatever. It is a real problem.
Focus. Because, yeah. So for liver disease, apparently for fatty liver disease, they're saying, no, like low carb. Yeah. Right now, honestly, I'm coming up with like a plan. I need to see a dietitian to help me, come on guys, to help me formulate an eating plan that will,
Chantal, if you don't know how to use Google, let me know and I'll find you a dietitian. People have been telling you for years to go to a dietitian. And I don't know, I don't know if I think she did go before and she didn't like, or was that Amber? I always get them confused with this. But it's like, just go. Pick up the phone and go. Right? Let me tell you a quick story. So one of the addictions I had to deal with in my life, and you're going to laugh because you're going to be like, well, it's not the same thing, was smoking, right? And I remember how I stopped was I had to do research on it. And I remember I had to pick up the phone and there was a support line and all that. And I had to take those steps. Nobody could take those steps for me. Chantal, unless you're going to take these steps, pick up the phone, call the dietitian, figure out what they're going to recommend for you to do in order to help reverse some of this. But if you're not going to do that, if you're going to continue to sit here and mukbang for us, then
help me with the fatty liver, heal the fatty liver. My mind is like right now, I really want to just do smoothies for now because of the fact that my tummy's really messed up, and if I eat, honestly, it really, really I feel really bad cramping and nausea, and then I need to go to the bathroom. So until the C. diff thing is, so I should lose enough weight from that. Like that day I had the Swiss Chalet, not the other day, it wasn't that long ago, a couple days ago, I paid for that heavily. And that's how it is with being addicted to food. And I know I was watching Euphoria. I don't know if you guys ever watched that. It's on HBO. It's about addiction, and the girl was talking to her sponsor, and the sponsor was like,
you can call this an addiction, Chantal, but a lot of people have addictions to different things. And I don't feel like a lot of them we would excuse. Like, so for example, if somebody was addicted to, let's say, drugs, we wouldn't be like, oh yeah, it's okay that they do drugs because it's an addiction. We would encourage them to get help. If we know people in our lives that are alcoholics, we would encourage them to get help. We wouldn't say, "Oh, I don't know, John is an alcoholic and he's always drunk and it affects his life and it's killing his health." But it's okay though because he has an addiction. No, Chantal, we would encourage them to get help, and that's all I'm trying to do. I bet you there's gonna be some people in the comments that are gonna tell me, "Oh, you're being a jerk. You're whatever. You're being so mean to her. She said nothing to you." I'm not being mean. But I can tell the truth though.
Addiction is a disease like any other disease. You're sick, but people don't see it as a disease. They just see it as, you're lazy, you have no willpower, just put down the cheeseburgers, And I just want to acknowledge that I do believe that any kind of addiction really changes who you are as a person in a way. And I think that it's not always easy to, it just makes you live in denial, and it makes you an arrogant. It'll do whatever it can to protect itself. You know what I mean? Like, it will tell you to say things, it will lie to you.
It does make you arrogant. And, I remember when people used to say to me, "Oh, just think of all the money you're going to save when you quit smoking." And I was like, yeah, well, you don't smoke, and where's your Ferrari, right? So it does that to you. I get it, Chantal. But, again, you have to help yourself here.
Make you lie to yourself. So, yeah. So I've been thinking a lot of things, and I have a lot of work to do. I'm just a really big mess right now. So,
sitting here watching her is actually really difficult because I see somebody who is in pain. I do. But again, people have been telling her for years. People have been kind to her. People have been mean to her. I think people have given her every kind of reaction that they could to try to encourage her to do something about it. And she just won't. She won't listen to us. I feel like we're talking to a brick wall.
No, I definitely can't continue to eat crappy. I can't continue to eat crappy. I have to eat, like, not too many fatty foods, like good fats, but lower carb, especially processed carbs, like white carbs. I don't remember who told me this, but they store as, a few of you have said too, but they store as excess processed carbs, store as fat in the liver, which is not good. And I mean, yeah, my diet is really crap, but anyways, so I'm gonna I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have a lot of things to do and get better, so yeah, C. diff is very easily contracted. Hi, Gail. Only bleach products? Well, isn't it true? Just like, I'm gonna do it. I'm absolutely gonna do what I can to get better. I actually want to. Like, what was I gonna say? I know I'm scatterbrained. I just have so much on my mind. It's just like overwhelming because I always feel like I'm not ready. That's what keeps me from changing, is that scary feeling. Like, I feel like I'm about to step off of a cliff and just have, like, I feel like I'm about to step off a cliff. People are saying, and somebody's saying, all you have to do is have faith.
I remember that feeling too. Quitting smoking, I remember I gave myself like a deadline. I was like, you can smoke until this day, and then when that day comes, you're done. And I remember like the anxiety that led up to that day, because I was like, what am I going to do? Like smoking is like kind of your crutch, right? Like stressful situation, you go out and have a cigarette. You're bored, so you have a cigarette. And I remember thinking to myself, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to fill in that time? And I wanted to make sure that I didn't turn that addiction into something else. And it's hard. It's hard work, and you'll slip up and you'll do whatever. But there's this thing called resilience, and you have to really work on that. And I think that Chantal, like, at the end of the day, I feel you. You feel like you're giving something up that is your crutch. I get it. But at the same time, you're the only one that can do this.
That you're going to be okay at the bottom of the cliff. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be a safety net and things are going to be better. But it's like that initial scary jumping off a cliff, and the have faith that pushing through all this crap and this fear, there will be a better life for me. Like, somehow I don't believe that, you know? It's like, I don't know.
Well, I really don't like that that comparison there. The reason why I would say that is because whenever you're, well, in my experience, and I've seen other people do it as well, when you jump off the cliff, you might tumble on the way down. It's not just like a free fall and then you get to the net and you're safe, right? You're gonna tumble, and that tumbling is gonna hurt, right? But at the end of the day, you can see that yeah, I'm tumbling now and it's hard and everything sucks. And when I quit smoking, I wanted to fight everyone. I'll tell you, I wanted to fight. But I will say that it's hard. So Chantal, stop. Guys,
The thing I'm scared
help
of
me in
the most of
comments.
everything is going to therapy. Like, I go, and then I freak out, and I quit. There's so many things, you know, that surface that I just don't want to deal with, you know? So, anyway,
But that's the healing process. That's what you need. That's what you need to do. You need to, and Chantal, there's nothing wrong with getting therapy. A lot of people, I think, need therapy. I mean, I would go for it. Why wouldn't I? I mean, at the end of the day, if I was struggling like you, and even, I'm not even struggling like you at the moment, but what I'm saying though is that's not a bad thing, and I can see that there's a lot of things you go to therapy and you have to deal with them, right? You have to confront them. So I can see why that's hard, but if that's what it takes, Chantal, look. I mean, like, your liver is troubling you. You have a blood clot in your lung. You are sadly in this condition. You should be like, you should be in the mentality of do whatever it takes. That's what you should be thinking right now. Not talking yourself out of things. You should be looking at it and saying, I have to do this. There's no choice. This is it. And unless you're going to do that, you're going to continue down this slippery slope.
about it. I guess it was a really long stay because I had to have so many tests. And, like, I know people are really, really, really sick and really busy in the hospital, but, like, everything takes forever in the hospital. Like, even just asking for Tylenol, you know, have some Tylenol, and then it takes, like, forever for them to get the Tylenol. So I was in there for a long, long time. My skin is horrible. I know, hospital. I felt so bad for the hospital staff. I always do. I know they, oh my God. And I tried sleeping, but I didn't have my machine. And I'm laying there, because I got there at midnight, and I didn't get to go home till 2 p.m. the next day. No sleep. Because every time I would just nod off a bit, I'd hear...
So let's talk. We're the same age. She has a CPAP machine that she can't sleep without. She's on medication for the rest of her life, according to her. Her liver is troubling. Her lungs are troubling. Her skin is troubling. It isn't your skin. It's, like, attached to your liver, too, right? So, like, if your liver's, like, overworked or whatever, it can appear in your skin. And there's no way she's going to sit here and say to us that this is not related to her weight. Somehow. She's not going to say that to us today.
You know, beeping, or... Do you remember where you are? Do you know what year it is? There was this one patient, I guess, who, you know, was kind of out of it. And there was this really, really irate man. And the male nurse would come in and he'd be like, "You F off, you go!" And he would, like, throw, like, his piss, I guess. So, anyway, that was fun. So, my skin is beautiful. I don't think so. Thanks, Sarah Diffie. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom soon, so I gotta cut it short. Anyway, I'm trying to stay positive and just, yeah, I'm a mess right now. And I'm not really surprised. Yeah, I am surprised. It's weird. It's almost as if like, I shouldn't be, obviously, but, like I said, you just live in denial, you know, until something happens, and then you're like, oh, I am mortal. You know what I mean? Like,
Can you tell me in the comments, are you surprised that we're here? Are you surprised that we're here right now about this?
it's really weird. I don't know. Liver shrink diet, yeah. Oh no, Olivia, that's horrible. And, you know, hospital workers see that every day. I feel it must be draining, you know? I need to get healthy. I need to get healthy. I need to lose weight. It's like, I literally need to lose weight or I'm going to die. Like, I don't want to die of liver disease. And it's really swollen here. There's a bulge. Oh, and I have an umbilical hernia. What the heck is that? I know, Shimpy.
So let's add that to the list. She's got a hernia, lung problems, liver problems, skin problems, mobility problems. She's not going to say to us, you know what, I keep repeating myself because it's just so frustrating to hear this.
It's just by chance. Like, I'm glad the chest pain started that night, so they found the blood clot by doing a CT of my lungs. I'm gonna have to be on this friggin' blood thinners for life. Tristan, Maddie, and you're all around the holidays. I know. The holidays are gonna suck. Not like we can do anything anyway. Can't go with, it's gonna suck for everybody this year, except for people who, don't.
Like you ever cared about COVID restrictions anyways. You were the one going into Montreal and all the other places because, you felt like it, even though you were advised not to. So why does that affect you, Chantal? Why do you care?
Listen, I guess. I want to be honest with myself from now on and try to make that, like, being honest, like, a priority.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm still doing the giveaway, yes. I'm waiting till payday, frig, okay? No, I'm definitely doing the giveaway. Going to do it on the 22nd. I'm going to pick some winners before that, maybe a week before that, and then give them time to email me their PayPal. And after that, and I have some people who are extra going to give some extra, so I'm going to get to pick more winners. So, yes, that's going to be good. Yeah, Pete. We need to bring him to a clinic so he can... Hi, Jennifer! So that he can get tested, stool sample-wise, because...
Can I ask a question? Unless it was sharing a bathroom, why would he be subject to it? Is it because it would be on the counter somewhere? Does that mean she doesn't wash her hands after she uses the restroom? Is that what she's saying to us? I mean, tell me. I'm not pretending to be educated on C. diff. I don't know. But how else would that bacteria spread?
I know it's not really a joke, but we were joking. We have a really warped sense of humor sometimes. Like I said, it's a coping mechanism in a way. Whenever I told him my diagnosis, I was reading it to him. Maybe I can still read it to you guys. I was reading the fatty liver thing, the report. Hi, sweetie! Let me just tell you. Oh, my phone's dead. Shit. I have 3 phones on the go here. So, it's like, I'm like, my diagnosis, if you take out the liver, it's super chronic, extreme, severe fatty disease.
That's not funny.
Sorry.
This isn't funny, Chantal. This is your life.
So, yeah. But, like, literally, quite literally. Like, the radiologist sounded like, holy shit, woman, like, lose weight. I've never seen a radiology report reference the obesity code. I'm like, oh my god, that was an awakening. Jeez. Anyways, so, I'm not...
Why is that an awakening? You already know that. You already know that you need to do it. Why is that an awakening?
Feeling too good right now. So, protein helps the liver, like, good protein. So, smoothies are probably the way to go for now, at least. And then incorporate foods. Hopefully I can see a dietitian about a good diet for liver problems. Keto, okay. I don't want to, lower carb, but keto is, I can't do high fat. Maybe because of...
Then you could try Atkins, which is high protein. And not as... It doesn't have the same high fat content that keto does. And it's really easy to cook Atkins food, but you won't do that.
I don't have a gallbladder.
I don't think she will.
Just doesn't agree with my stomach, and I have fatty liver, so it's probably not a good idea. Now, I could eat good fats, I'm sure. I need to eat some good fats, but not a high-fat diet. So, I don't know. I'm going to see what they say. It's going to be... I'm kind of excited. I honestly feel like a bit of relief. I don't know. It's really weird. I feel a bit of relief that...
A bit of relief? They just told... Oh, my... How is that relief?
I don't know how to explain it. That's what's up. And if I've been arrogant, really arrogant towards you, and you were just trying to be encouraging or whatever, I do apologize for that. No more mukbangs. Yeah, I'm going to be changing my material, that's for sure. At least, until I'm a lot better. I'm not, my long-term plan is get healthy. Yeah, I don't want cirrhosis of the liver. Oh, yeah.
Do you think that she's going to change her content so that she no longer includes mukbangs? Do you think that that's true? If it is true, I will do cartwheels around this room, and I'll broadcast it live so you guys can see that it's me and not like a stunt double. I will do a TikTok dance with my cat. All kinds if she does that. But do you think that she will? I'm just curious.
It's called Xarelto. It's not a strong enough one for somebody at my weight to be on as a blood thinner. I might still do some food.
So why did you take it?
But because food, that's another thing I need to learn, is not an enemy. It's a sustenance for your body, you know? Yeah, my channel might be vlogs, kind of like Amber Lynn's too, which, you know, I like her vlogs. I like seeing vlogs of just how people live their life, you know, and getting healthier and getting better.
Chantal, you've built this whole channel on mukbangs. Do you really think that you're going to be able to switch to vlogs now and people are just gonna continue to watch? Maybe they will. Maybe they will. I don't know.
Still doing fun things, like we're still gonna do the Abominable Pete's video.
Not that I watch her mukbangs.
And, you know, I think that I always wanted to do, I really liked doing food travel, but my focus right now is gonna be getting healthy, and then maybe in the future when I am actually healthy, I can do travel videos. Maybe that's something I can do because I'll be better able to travel, you know, and like actually do things like sightseeing and not just being limited to my car. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of other things I can do.
There's another motivation for you. You can travel. You can go to the DR with your little bikini and the rest of it. But instead, you know, here's where we are. Here's where we are. I mean, a lot of the things that you have to do, Chantal, when you travel is you have to walk. You have to do things. You have to be active. And, you know, I think that this is a really good secondary motivation after your health.
Yeah, watching what you put in your body, like right now, is going to be really, really, really important because that's like, it is really scary. Like my liver's really, like the report scared me. The way he worded it, it was like really bad. Cheese, yeah, I gotta, no cheese for now, that's for sure. Like the things that like I love the most are like really rich, fatty, creamy, things that are not good for me at all.
Decadent.
So I'm gonna have to come up with a plan, guys. I just wanted to let you know what's going on. I'm not feeling too well, so I don't know. I'll be back to videos hopefully soon. I just need to come up with like a healthy plan for myself. I haven't really talked to my doctor. Like I said, the hospital didn't talk to me about any of this. So if I hadn't read the report online, I wouldn't even know about the liver problem, which to me sounds pretty serious. So the doctor's going to get the report. I'm going to talk to them on Tuesday. So I'm going to ask them about maybe, you know, talking to somebody about further investigating just to see how far along, like to see what my liver actually is at like right now. And then what kind of diet. And right now I can't really stomach much. I'm going to be eating primarily plant-based for now. The smoothies I'm having are plant-based. You know, they're going to have nut butters, hemp, stuff like that, chia seeds, fortified almond milk. I'm going to do a vegetable cocktail, homemade, all vegetable one. Because the doctor...
Okay, she's gonna have a vegetable cocktail. A homemade vegetable cocktail. Good. So, a lot of vegetables have fiber in them, Chantal. Seeds provide fiber. And so, if you're already having digestive issues, that's probably not a great idea. But, you know, who am I? Do you really think she's gonna have a vegetable cocktail? With what? Come on, Chantal, do better than this.
The doctor, I'm like, okay, so what should I be eating at the ER? Like, you know, he's like, well, you know, just eat diet food. I'm like, diet food? What the heck is diet food? He's like, you know, like fruits and vegetables. And I was like,
it is true though that I have a friend of mine who is a doctor and admittedly is like, I'm not an expert in nutrition. When I was in medical school, they teach you all this stuff and then they leave out like a lot of the nutrition bit. So I'm not surprised that her doctor doesn't know. But here's the thing. People have been telling her for years, go to a dietitian, go to a nutritionist, go to the weight loss doctor, and she just won't do it.
Are you serious right now? So, because I asked him a natural electrolytes. Because I'm like, how can I stay hydrated? and he's like, what are good things? And I meant natural. And he was like, Gatorade. And I'm like, Gatorade's full of sugar, you know, I don't. So then I'm like, what are natural electrolytes? And he's like, well, you know, like diet food. Like, and he's like fruits and vegetables. So I'm going to do fruits and vegetables. I know, that's the thing. I live to eat. Yeah, me too. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. It's really depressing right now to think of a life.
Switch that. You eat to live, not that you live to eat. You're in the wrong state of mind, the wrong mindset, and you need help to switch that. Come on, we can do this.
Life without food. It's really weird because it's not much of a life, really. You know? It's like a part of your brain just working against you all the time. It's just like eat, 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 eat. Just completely disregarding the type of person you are and just telling you to eat. So, yeah, and food addiction I find is just, unless you have it, or it's just really received weirdly by people. Like, they look at you like, oh, you know, if you say, oh, I'm addicted to like cocaine or narcotics, people are like, oh yeah, that's, you know, common. Whenever you say you're addicted to cheeseburgers, people are like,
no, people are not like that. People are like, you need to go get help. What? No. Foodie Beauty, if you want to sit here and talk to us about addiction, addiction is addiction. I don't care what the addiction is for. If you are addicted to something, you need to get help, or you need to sort it out. You need to find what's going to work for you to break that addiction. You can't sit here and act like, well, just put the cheeseburger down and it's, you know, so people don't understand my addiction. No, addiction is addiction, Chantal. Go get help.
no, you're just a fatty, you know. And I get so defensive when people don't understand, but then, like, you know, I was talking to a family member and they're like, obviously, like, out of thousands of people, there's going to be people who don't understand what you're going through, and that, who cares, you know? So it's true. But,
well, no, it's not who cares, because you're the one out here talking to us about this. So you care, and you want us to understand, and that's what I'm trying to do. But I can't do that, Chantal, if we're just going to go in this, like, this cycle all the time. Like, what other red flag do you need?
Anyways, and I can't forget, I know people who relapse. I've heard them say, you know, why did you relapse? And they said, because I just forgot about my addiction, that I'm an addict. So if you have to always remember that it's always there, always lurking. And you have to, you know what I mean? So, and...
That's true. Whenever I walk past people that are smoking, I'm like, Mike, don't. And I have to remind myself, so she's right, I could see that happening. But...
apparently people who are addicts are...
it's not an excuse.
Wired. Like, they're just wired differently in their brain, too. Which explains why some people can do things recreationally or occasionally and not get addicted. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm supposed to have a therapy...
I don't know about
over the phone session on the 22nd. Or was it the 20? Yeah, the 22nd was the earliest one.
No, I understand we're in COVID times, but I think you need therapy where you have to go in person and you have to face, you know, whatever has caused you to be in this situation. You need to face it, you know, in person, and you need that person there to support you in person. Because what's happening though, if you're calling the therapist and you're just on the phone and you don't like what they have to say, you're just going to hang up on them, right?
It's somebody who...
it's easier to hang up than to walk out.
Specializes in eating disorders. So, public washrooms. I don't go in public. But yeah, it's scary. Like, if somebody doesn't know they have C. diff and they go poop in a public...
and the lie detector test determined that is a lie. You do go in public because you pooped at you pooped at the supermarket, and we were hiding in your purse, and we could hear you. We also know that you poop literally in public, not even just in public toilets or restrooms. You poop literally in public. That is a lie.
Washroom. Dude, I feel like I have to relearn how to friggin' eat completely. You know?
Probably.
So, and I've heard people say, well, Swole Norm has told you to do, the elimination thing. That's true. But, you know, for somebody who's really severely addicted to food, it was just so extreme, but it's got to be extreme now, that's for sure. Which really sucks. It does suck. It's weird, but I know I'm going to, like, actually breathe food, which is really weird. I think once I get weight down, like even losing apparently 8% of your weight. How much is 8% if they weighed me at the hospital? I'm 400 pounds on the dot. So, what's 8%? So, that's less than 40 pounds. So, even that can, yeah, that's less than 40 pounds. Even that can help. So, even if I get some weight down and start healing,
No,
then I can start eating more normal, you know?
Okay, guys, I'm gonna end it here because the rest of this live stream, she just keeps repeating herself. She even goes through and tells people again what she has, just in case they were late to the chat, whatever else. I think that it's really problematic that she just sat there and said that she's gonna mourn food because she already did that fast food funeral and she mourned that. That was real. That was the real Chantal. And I think that at the end of it, Chantal, look, you're probably gonna come on here and say people like me are being mean to you. We're not being mean. We're telling you the truth, and frankly, we're telling you the truth because we want you to do better for yourself. There are times where I go through Chantal's videos and we just laugh and laugh and laugh. But again, I haven't talked about her weight or her health unless she brings it up. And she hasn't done, so I haven't brought it up lately. But when we see all of these red flags at once, there is no denying, essentially, what is going on here. And I think that she is on a different planet if she's not going to admit that is precisely, the root, or at least contributing highly to the root of the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you joining me today. It's a Sunday morning and it's kind of rainy and gross, so I hope that your Sunday is at least better than mine. In the meantime, if you would like to comment, like, and subscribe, I always appreciate that. But if not, hopefully I'll spend time with you again soon. Thank you. Merci. Au revoir.